So check out this incredible chord progression from Quennel Gaskin's playing Yes, Jesus Loves Me. He's in the key of G. Oh, wow. So if you're wanting to know what that is, how to do it, and how to use it in your own songs, keep watching. So Quennel is killing as usual. I transcribed and figured out the notes to this whole song for you. And you can get that on the website with over 1,000 members and also the supporters and sponsors of this channel. So if you're wanting to go in more depth, then check out that on the website. But for today, we're going to just do those passing chords. And I want to tell you that context is key. The first step in using a movement like this is understanding where to use it. Context is key. Musicians usually can't tell me where to use certain movements. So let's play Quennel's chords and see if we can find out the chord context for that. Oh my goodness. So after he goes, then he does something like this, right? So the context would be the chord that is surrounding that movement. And the chord surrounding that, I would say, is a D9 sus4. And that D9 sus4 is moving to a dominant chord, which is just a D7. But he has some tension notes in there, and it's important to understand that too. He has the 9, the A flat, and the B, which changes us to a D13 flat 9 sharp 11. So here's the first chord. Here's a second chord. And I'm going to play those two chords with him so you can see that it works with the chords that he's using. Okay, so you heard that? So that's the context. Now the 9 sus4 chord to the dominant chord, you need to understand that movement. We have a lot of gospel movements that are based on that progression. So if you're wanting to know more about that specific movement, go ahead and check out my video here on YouTube. I'll put it on the screen because I go into more depth in this video. Now let's show you what he did. You know the chord that he played, and you just have to understand now the movement. A D9 sus4. In the right hand, you start on the C. So thumb on C and go up the G major scale. But you're starting on a C, right? And in the left hand, start on an E and go up a G major scale. Remember, 1 sharp, F sharp. So you do that together. But you do it while holding the context because that's what's surrounding the chord and making the movement sound nice. Right? And you can see I'm adding chords to it and it sounds really good. But as long as I understand the context, because for instance, Silent Night, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly, see, sus4, dominant chord, peace. So because this movement is happening over this D, which is what we use to approach a G, this sound is really we call this a mixolydian sound. It's like saying a G scale over the D. And then what did he do on that second chord? So in the second chord, he's leading up to this chord here with a series of half diminished chords. And we're going to start from a C half diminished, which is C, G flat, B flat, and E flat. And we can just simply move this up in half steps like this. And then when you get to the last chord, which is going to be E flat and A flat in the left hand, in the right hand, you're going to skip a whole step in the left hand and watch what happens when I put the D at the bottom, add a B on top. You see that that's his target chord. Let's hear him play it. So Sean, you showed us the notes to what Quennel was doing. You showed us the context. Now show us how to put it in another song. So let's put it in a totally different song, a totally different key. Let's do Total Praise. And then we'll do it in D flat, Lord, I will lift mine eyes to the. I want to put it on this hills because I got a 9 sus4 there. I got a 9 sus4 there, but I'm about to go to war with Richard Smallwood because I will lose, folks. We all know, if you're in the gospel community, you know you're not supposed to do a diminished chord on that hills. And I don't want to jack up this part of the song, so I'm gonna put it somewhere else because I wanted to put it here, right? See, I wanted to put it here, but I'm scared that I want to do it. So let's put it somewhere else. So to the hills. Remember, I'm looking for a 9 sus4 chord. Knowing my help. Oh, I could do from you, because remember, is coming from you would be coming from 9 sus4 to your dominant chord. You. So let's try knowing my help. Maybe we could put it there. So knowing my help is coming from. And then we have that's the first section, and then that other section with the half diminished chords. You see, and then so now what did I do on the coming from? Okay, so here's my 9 sus4 here, from, which goes to a dominant chord, from you. So I had this 9 sus4. And then I told you I was going to do a little trick to remember what the chords are. In this case, I am walking up the A flat scale in left hand, starting from the D flat, and walking up the A flat scale in the right hand, starting from the F. But what's helping me to remember, because if you notice, I didn't do, see, this is a half step above where I was at before, right? Because before I was here. So remember I went like this. So now I'm here, so I'm going like this. But I didn't even use the D flat and an F, I used an A flat. So someone's gonna say, well, how do you know? What are you using? What trick are you using to even know how to change this? And you're in different registers and all of that. And what I'm doing there is I'm alternating. Let's go back to the original, the one that Quennel used here. Remember when I told you this? And I said walk up the G scale? Well, I'm seeing it as C major, D major, C major, D major, C major. That's how I was able to put in chords. Because I said, if this is a C major chord, this is a D major chord, and this is a C major chord. If this is a C major chord, I can add the notes. See, thinking in terms of chords makes this a little bit, makes it easier for me harmonically to add different notes and extra notes. This is a C major chord, so I can add the C. I can add the 7th of the C major, which would be a B, in this movement. See? Right? And so now if I'm here and I'm a half step up, I'm using this in total praise, don't forget. I'm getting a little bit advanced because I want to make sure I hit everybody here. So then instead of going, and since this is a D flat chord, and alternating D flat and E flat chords, then in that case, then I can use any note within the D flat chord. So I said F in the right hand and then A flat, since in a D flat chord, these are the 3 notes. So I don't have to use an F and D. I could use any of these 3 notes. I chose to use an F and an A flat because I like the sound of the lower register. So I had that over the E flat, and I added chords because it's alternating D flat, E flat, D flat, E flat, D flat, E flat, D flat, E flat. That's how I'm seeing it, right? So instead of just looking at it as an A flat scale, which it is, I'm looking at it as alternating D flat and E flat major chords. So that's over the E flat. And in the other chord, I did the half diminished chords, and I just went up half steps. Skip the whole step in left hand. E flat and there's my C, and then there's my 13 flat 9 sharp 11, and I had to find a way to come back to your piece you give me, right? So that's kind of how I was looking at it. But you know what? Those half diminished chords are like silent killers, man. If you're a YouTube subscriber, thanks for watching. If you like that half diminished movement, that half diminished sound, you got to check out a training I did on that. In fact, I have it on YouTube right here. So I'll put that on the end screen so you can see that. And if you remember, I would suggest checking out two things. Check out the full training on the half diminished. That's an hour long, and it's going to take you through how to use that sound. And we go up in all the levels. So we go from beginner all the way up so you can really understand it. And also check out Quennel's whole song, because I want to